Welcome to Quick Stop F1. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. And today, there has been news finally from Mercedes themselves about just why George Russell's car got disqualified in Spa, Belgium, earlier this week on Sunday. But before we get to that, the news from Alpine is that they have found their man. Yes, Alpine have hired man like Oakes, Oliver Oakes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I knew a little bit about Oli Oakes. Obviously, I knew that he was the founder at High Tech. Obviously, I knew that he had a lot of pedigree in the junior categories. What I didn't know was that he was a racer himself. That is right. Oli Oakes actually won the World Karting Championship in 2005, which is incredible. Also, fun fact, Oli Oakes is the second youngest team principal ever in Formula One. Can you guess who the youngest was? That's right. Mr. Hansi himself, Christian Horner, was the youngest at 31. Oli is 36, so pretty young. And apologies, it is Scorchio here in the UK right now, and these houses are not built for heat. So apologies if I'm sweating, but the news is so hot, I gotta get it out to you guys. And so here's what Alpine have had to say. They have said, "It is a pleasure to welcome Oli to the team and for him to become one of the youngest team principals that this sport has ever seen. This team is being built for future success, and this is highlighted by Oli's appointment in a senior role. We look forward to harnessing his enthusiasm, energy, and passion for racing and realizing that mindset across the entire team." Wowee. Alpine. I'm not going to lie to you. Alpine are a team in freefall at the moment. I think I read in this article here that Alpine were, let's have a look. So Alpine were 4th in the Constructors' Championship. The following season, they were 6th, and that was last year. And this year, they're 8th after 14 races of the season. That is a decline. This season, they started out as one of the worst teams. They have improved. They have developed that car. It is going places, but still not where they predicted they would be. Remember the 5-year plan. Remember Alpine coming back. Be that, all of the hype, all of the fucking praise that these guys brought upon themselves, the pressure they put on themselves to succeed. And what has it been? Disaster after disaster after disaster. And it feels as if there is zero accountability in this team. You get rid of Prost, you get rid of Cyril, you get rid of this guy, you get rid of Otmar. But at the end of the day, the results still do not improve. And for Oli, look, you're never going to turn down the opportunity to run a Formula One team. And given the success that he's had in junior categories, and we all know how prestigious the high-tech racing outfit are, is this a poison chalice for Oli right now? I mean, people with a lot more experience have come into that role and failed. Look, Otmar Schaffner, you look at the job that he'd done, especially at Racing Point, and you'd think, this is a guy who would be able to I'm going to carry on. This is a guy that would be able to do a good job, but he wasn't able to do it. Cyril, you'd think would be able to do a good job. Couldn't do it. Who was it? Yes, Bruno Famin, who I understand has been turfed to the Renault production facility in Viry-Châtillon near Paris. But if I'm correct in my understanding, and I'm not saying that I'm in the know and I know more than anyone else, but if I'm correct, they're going to be taking Mercedes engines from next season. So the understanding is if they're taking customer engines and they're buying them ready-made IKEA ting, then why the hell would they need an engine production facility? So it's likely that's going to shut down. So this guy could be fired twice in the space of a year, like God knows. will not be a great Christmas in the Bruno family household. That's for sure. But back to Oli Oakes. It's a great opportunity for him. And look, sometimes youth is what you need. Sometimes outside experiences is what you need. A fresh perspective of looking at things. And I think that's what they're going for. That's what they're going for at Alpine. And look, big man Briatore, who has come back in a advisory role for Alpine. And if you don't know about Flavio Briatore, maybe we'll make a video on him. One of the most colourful characters in F1. If you search for him, one of the first images will likely be him topless on a yacht with a skinny white woman of some sort. Respectfully. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you ask me to imagine, like, close my eyes, imagine Flavio Briatore. Where is he? What's he doing? On a yacht, in the water somewhere, topless, belly out, at least one or two skinny women beside him. Like, do you know what I mean? Beautiful skinny women as well. Let's not... Look, Flavio does very well, okay? And you would when you are a man of such stature. But Flavio has had to say on this, here we go. Where is it? Here it is. Oli is highly talented with a great record of leadership and success in racing. His move into this role is a great example of the strength and belief we have in our team and by young upcoming people. And I'm excited to work closely with him with a joint focus on moving up the grid and winning races. So, look, Flavio's excited, Alpine are excited, and we will see where this goes. I mean, I'm not sure. You know, personally, I wish him all the success. I don't think if he fails, it will be an indictment on him. I think it's going to be an indictment on the organization themselves because it's just such an awful organization right now. Ocon, remember Esteban Ocon in a Sky Sports interview, I think around the Spa weekend, announcing his move to Haas. Ocon was scathing in his assessment of Alpine, saying there were things that were not listened to from when Daniel Ricciardo was there, Fernando Alonso was there, myself, Gasly. We've all told the teams areas. We've all given the team feedback on things that need to be improved. Have they done it? Have they fuck? Right? So what Oli needs to do is really foster an environment where everyone can feel that they're able to contribute. And look, with the ground effect cars the way they are, everyone needs to work in unison. Mercedes, the way that they've improved, they were working very separately. Engine here, aero here, this here, that there. They've had to bring everything a lot closer together, communication between teams to ensure that the car can move forward because everything needs to be seamlessly packaged in that car for it to work under the current regulations. And well, look, could be a masterstroke. If they can nail the aero on their car and they have Mercedes engines, which are rumored to be the best engines for 2026, then wow, who knows? Who knows? But interesting appointment and congratulations to Oli. Speaking of Mercedes, and they have come out and given an explanation for George Russell's disqualification. Obviously, George Russell was disqualified from the Belgian Grand Prix after his heroic 34-lap drive on those hard tyres, which he thought had taken him from 5th to 1st, fended off his teammate, and it would have been his 3rd victory in F1. But unfortunately for George, fortunately for Lewis, George was disqualified as his car was 1.5 kg underweight. If you remember when the car came in, they weighed it with the fuel in and it was on weight, exactly the weight required. Then they drained it and it was 1.5 under. Now, at the time, the reason given by Mercedes, or the assumption given, was George's strategy, you know, the 34 laps led to higher deg. And obviously with Spa, the fact that you can't go round for another lap means what? You cannot pick up those precious marbles that they normally would after. And because he went straight into the pits, he wasn't able to get that weight back on his car through the marbles. Well, Mercedes have come out in their debrief, and they've given a few reasons actually as to why this car was underweight. So, Shov has said that obviously the car can lose quite a lot of weight during the race. You get tyre wear, plank wear, brake wear, oil consumption. The driver themselves can lose a lot. And in this particular race, George lost quite a bit of weight. So the three reasons that Shov has given for George Russell's car being underweight are the tyres, obviously with the wear, the underfloor plank, and I can't remember, was it Lewis in America, USA, with the plank wear and being disqualified because they were running the car too low. Actually, let's find out when that was. Hold on. Lewis plank retirement F1. Yes. Oh my God. You see that knowledge there, brother? Don't piss me off. So obviously George's plank was worn, obviously not worn to the point he was disqualified, but the weight from that, and obviously Russell himself losing weight. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Do I believe Mercedes? I don't think I do. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think I've ever seen a driver. We've seen, and obviously they'll calibrate for these types of things. I've never seen a car be underweight when people race in Singapore, when they raced in Qatar last year, which was by all accounts the hottest race of the year. And they would have lost a lot more weight than George Russell lost in Belgium. And I guess, it was hot in Belgium, but was it so hot that Russell's weight loss? And I guess, look, if they lost 500 grams extra from Russell's weight, 500 grams from the plank, 500 grams from the tires, I guess when you put that all together, that could be 1.5 kg. It just seems really funny. Fernando Alonso went 31 laps on hard tires, sweated out, I'm sure, just as much, and he didn't go overweight. And those are two of the three same parameters that George Russell had. Then we're looking at the plank. And if the plank was that worn that, it's caused like such a significant weight loss, then I don't know. I just feel like there's, again, a lack of accountability on Mercedes' part. Maybe something they're not telling us. I just don't think that we're getting the full story from this. Maybe they don't want to tell us the full story. And look, maybe this is just me with my conspiracy tinfoil hat on. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a lot of things that I'm hearing, which for me just feel like it just doesn't feel right. I've not got other precedents to put this next to, and maybe this was just a super unfortunate event, but it just feels like Mercedes, there's a lot of things Mercedes are saying here. And look, to be fair, Shov does say that George's car was the only one that had that problem, and it is because things like the tyre wear was much higher. It looks like we lost more material on the plank. We'll collect all that data though, look at how we can refine our processes, because clearly we don't want that to happen in the future. And I think that's a key part. Refine the processes. This is the second time now in less than, obviously the US Grand Prix was in October, end of October last year. We're in July. So they've had two plank issues in the space of 10 months. No, Nash, August, September. Yeah, in the space of 10 months. So I'm struggling to see why they haven't got on top of that. That's obviously, and I guess, look, two different instances in the USA, they, obviously ran the car so low, and, obviously there was still minor porpoising issues and so forth. So, I guess this is a different circumstance, but again, points to a team which needs to get their internal processes in line so that they can make sure that this doesn't happen again, because really and truly, they're trying to climb up the constructors ladder. And look, let's disregard, the inter-team politics that's happening with the move, with everything that happened with Lewis. These guys want to score points, and they chucked away 25 to 80. Well, they chucked away 25 points essentially. Whatever. I think so. Whatever. They didn't get any points. So, it's a shame. It's a shame, but these things need to be sorted. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. And especially if they are a potential championship front running car next season, if form is anything to go by, this needs to be sorted. Well, that's it. I think I'm going to skedaddle, go in the sun, take my top off, and absolutely sunbathe like the tart I am. But let me know in the comments below. Do you believe Mercedes? I guess we have to. But what do you think of Mercedes' reasoning on George Russell's disqualification? Also, let me know if you think Oli Oakes is going to be a good hire at Alpine. I'd love to, especially people who've watched a lot of junior series who are more familiar with high tech, would love to know your opinions down below. Also, I've got this. We're starting to decorate the place, as you can see. Isn't she beautiful? Hopefully I sound better. Thank you for the feedback. I don't know whether to unbox Lewis or not. I feel like keeping him in there is like, do you know what I mean? But also like it takes up more space. So I feel like I might keep him in there now. And then the more I fill it up, then maybe I'll take him out. But again, suggestions for anything that I can stick on here, please let me know. And on here. And I will see you very soon. Remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time. I'm so dangerously in love with you. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the link. The links. Click the links. There. They're there.